Okay, I think we're good.
Great.
Well, Congresswoman Sherrill, how are you? It's
I'm
good
good.
to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm
You're
doing
taking
very well.
care?
I'm doing very well. It's my favorite time, of every 4 years. I love conventions. I mean, I have since I was a teenager. This one's a little different. I didn't get to go this time, but it's always interesting to watch.
I really agree with you. And I'll tell you, I was a little worried, I guess, that I wouldn't get that same feeling. The convention has so much excitement. It brings everyone together, and which is especially important in the Democratic Party. So we all come together and we're ready to march forward to November. And I was just a little afraid that we couldn't accomplish that virtually in the same way. But I thought it was great. I thought it was really well done. I thought the speeches, which I was really worried about the individual speeches without having the huge conference center and the crowds and the applause. And I thought it worked really well. I was very impressed.
Did you see Bruce? Did you have a Springsteen spotting?
I did, yeah. I think he was not too far from Megan Rapinoe when he kind of came through there on the faces. Yep.
So this is a historic week. A woman is going to be nominated for the vice presidency. Just the third time that this has happened, and just for accuracy's sake, the fourth time a woman will be on the national ticket. How does politics aside for a second? How does that make you feel as a woman to see a woman take that stage this week?
It was really, it was really great to hear the announcement, even though I knew it was going to be a woman. We all kind of knew the list and had been, reading the updates weekly or daily. But still, it was such a great feeling when I heard the news. I think, first of all, I think it was partly a great feeling because I thought that's the winning ticket. She's accomplished, she's charismatic. I mean, I have a personal, maybe being from New Jersey, I certainly have a personal, I'm always impressed with people who present well, who can speak well, who are good orators. And so she does that. If you've seen her in her Senate hearings, question a witness. So I think she's just a great addition to the ticket. But then, of course, beyond that, she's a woman. She's Black, she's South Asian. She just seems to represent all of the things that have, that the president has really tried to take away from us, has tried to divide us on, and she sort of brings us all together. This ticket brings us all together. So I was very excited.
First of all, she was, when we spoke a few months ago and I asked you to give me some names, she was one of the ones you gave me. So you have that, you forecasted correctly who sort of the final list would be.
I think I give you a few names, so I can't take too much credit.
Well, see, I don't know. I figured that Joe Biden read the story and said, "Oh, this is a good list that Mikie Sherrill put forward."
Right. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah. We'll work from this. But your district, Republican district, for a very, very long time, it was just, it's almost as close to even as you can get 4 years ago. Hillary Clinton carried the 11th by 18 votes. How does Senator Harris change the dynamics for the presidential performance in the 11th?
Well, as you well know, so much of the momentum and excitement and enthusiasm in the 11th district came from women. It came from the Moms Demand Action groups and the people who had just returned from the Women's March back in 2017, from many of their children getting engaged, because somebody asked me, well, is this movement going to have legs? And I said, yeah, because a lot of us are moms. So we have, sons and daughters that are going to carry this on for us. So we saw that excitement in that movement. And I think to have such an accomplished woman on the ticket really speaks to people, but especially women in my district, to see that reflected there. One of the things that was so really disheartening after we had Geraldine Ferraro was that we didn't see that again in the Democratic Party until Hillary Clinton. If somebody had told me it would take that long, I would have been heartbroken probably. And then after, I remember hearing after Hillary's race, I remember hearing people say, well, women can't win. and certainly it's an uphill battle sometimes for women to really break through in the New Jersey political scene. And then with that added burden of saying now, oh, women can't win. And I was taking just the opposite lesson from that women need to get more engaged, and then we will win. And so I think we're going to see that as we continue the momentum of all of the women that have just gotten so engaged. And I'm not just talking voting or phone banking or canvassing, all of which are critically important. I'm talking marching, and running for office and helping candidates run for office and fundraising, all the things that I think continue this momentum. So I'm very excited.
So last question, because I know you've got a busy schedule this morning. The most high-profile woman from New Jersey at the Democratic National Convention is a Republican, Christie Whitman, who was elected twice in New Jersey and in your district by enormous margins. I think she won Morris County by 50,000 votes. When you have somebody who was literally born into a Republican family, her parents met at a Republican National Convention. She met her husband at Richard Nixon's inauguration. She has strong ties to your district. This is an old Republican family, sort of like the Frelinghuysen's and the Canes and the Lances. How does her endorsement of Joe Biden affect constituents in the 11th district?
I think it's what I've been seeing in the 11th district, because as you know, Governor Todd Whitman comes from just outside my district, so really is very familiar, and especially in the Morris County part of my district, is well known, as you mentioned, deep family roots and ties throughout the area, and I think she's reflective of what's been going on in my district for, I'd say certainly for the past couple of years, but for longer than that. I mean, this is a district that cares deeply about the environment. In fact, you mentioned Representative Frelinghuysen. His father, as you know, saved the Great Swamp from becoming a jet port. So these are long-held values of conservation and care for the environment in the most densely populated state in the nation. This is a district that cares about women's rights. Of course, our first and sadly only female governor comes from this district. This is a district that I think just really values taking care of people. We have fantastic food banks and homeless shelters, and concern about that from not just Democrats, but from Republicans, from everyone caring about the district. And these are just values that Trump's Republican Party they don't meet the needs of New Jerseyans in those areas. But then also when you're talking about getting rid of the state and local tax deduction cap, when you're talking about the constant attacks on the Affordable Care Act, when you're talking about not funding the Gateway Tunnel project, the most important infrastructure project in the nation. So not only is the Trump's Republican Party not in line with the values of my district, it's also simply not delivering at all for my district. And I think she's a reflection of that.
Do you think, just one last, do you think Republicans are going to say Mikie Sherrill's reflecting the values of my district as you seek a second term, now based upon a 2-year record in Congress?
I certainly hope so. I fought hard for the things that I ran on, things like lower taxes. The House has twice passed repeals of the state and local tax deduction cap. Not only have I continued fighting for the Gateway Tunnel project, I've been called the tunnel obsessed Congresswoman, but we've gotten some money to the Portal Bridge. And I've continued to fight for healthcare. And I think really that was something that resonated throughout the district, but now more than ever, after seeing how the failure to really address some of the healthcare needs has so impacted different communities, especially communities of color during the coronavirus crisis. I think people throughout the district can look at my record and see that I've fought for the things that I ran on. I am who I said I'd be, and I hope that resonates.
Okay, Congresswoman, thank you very much. And the New Jersey Globe always appreciates a chance to speak with you and see you, even if it's just virtually.
Well, so thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the convention.
Yeah, take care and stay healthy.
Okay, you too. Take care. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.